In this morning show, we are here to inspire you about building your own business and helping you stay on track of your goals. It's a daily cup of motivation. A supportive group of women who wants to see you succeed in your business, and we'll support you every step of the way. Right in the morning. Just put your mind to it. Coffee with Nikkie. Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo. Wake up in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm yawning, brainstorming when my mind is forming. Time to tune to this morning show early in the morning. Listen to Coffee with Nikkie. Oh yes, she's busy. If you need help, tune on the channel right with me. Strong, independent women, make it sound easy. Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing this amazing morning? We have a beautiful, sunshiny day, and so I was told today we are going to have a heat wave. Let me see where our temperature is. Oh, well, it's only 78 degrees right now. But we are going to have some possible rain tonight. But it was really hot last night. It's going to be hot again today. And that is okay. Okay, because we've had rain and cold weather for since all of May. So I am good with a little sunshine and a little heat. So with that being said, everybody, good morning. Welcome to Coffee with Nikkie. I am your host, Miss Nikkie, and this is your daily cup of information and inspiration. Yesterday and all week, we are going to be talking about becoming the new version of yourself, the 2.0 version of yourself, right? And we were talking about last week, like dropping the bad habits and things like that, because those bad habits are not going to be something that you can bring with you into the new version of yourself. And we're going to continue that on. Like I said, we're going to hold on to the topics for the week. And so we're going to hold on to that this week. And this one, we're going to be talking about the new 2.0 version of yourself. Yesterday, I was talking about comfort versus calling. And that particular point really drew me in. That particular point resonated with me, because just because we're called to do something doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. Just because we're called to do something doesn't mean that our path is laid and then we're not going to struggle and there's not going to be difficult times. Because we are called, that's the reason why we are going to experience all of these things, right? Because all of these things are going to shape us into the person that we are going to become. And so with that being said, those things that weren't serving you in the past are not going to be able to come with you. So we're going to talk more about that today. And of course, I had to go into the garden. Of course, I had to go into the garden, because what would it be if I did not, right? So yes, I did have to go into the garden. We were talking about planting seeds. We were talking about God's gift being the seed that he placed on you, and watching your garden grow and things like that. And so we are going to continue in the garden. I don't know if we're going to stay in the garden too much today. I'll keep you posted. Just follow me, because I swear it's definitely going somewhere. Definitely going somewhere with the garden analogies. Like to me, I feel like our life is a garden. Just the whole way. I think life mimics the garden, and life mimics nature, period, right? And so I just love speaking about the garden and just the process, because I can actually see the process happening, unfolding in everybody's everyday life. You know what I'm saying? And so so we're gonna get into that today. We are definitely going to get into it. And let me check and see who is in the building, and y'all make sure that y'all take this out and y'all share it out. Let me check who's in the building. All right, so we got Miss Lois in the building. Miss Lois is in the building, and she said, good morning, everyone. I'm blessed and highly favored. Yes, and yes. How are you holding up? Is it hot out there? Of course it's hot in Houston. I told y'all we went to Houston. My face was melting off. Of course it's hot in Houston. How are you doing out there in that heat, Miss Lois? Good morning, good morning, good morning, cousin. Good morning. She said, Grand Rise in my hearts. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And she said, please hit the like button. And you know where I'm going with it.
Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like, hit the like, hit the like button.
She's still corny, but we're going to spice her up. Just give me some time. Give me some time. We're about to spice her up. Good morning, Big Meech. Big Meech is in the building. How you doing, Big Meech? Big Meech said, everyone, please hit the like button. I hit the like button. I hit the like, hit the like, hit the like button.
Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like, hit the like, hit the like button.
Good morning, Yolanda. Yolanda's in the building. She said, morning, family. How are you doing this amazing morning? I hope all is well with you. Good morning, Christina. Christina's in the building. Christina said, good morning. Good morning, Christina. Good morning, Melissa. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Melissa said, good morning, everyone. I'm blessed. Yes, yes, and yes. Kay, the manager's in the building, and said good morning and happy Winning Wednesday, everyone. Yes, happy Winning Wednesday. Today we should I want everybody, while we are talking about Winning Wednesday, I want one of y'all, I want all of you to put one win that you had this week. Just one win. It don't have to be crazy big. It could be something small. It can be you, like I said, organize a room. It could be that you posted some content. It can be that you secured something. What's one win that you had since Monday to now? Post the win in the chat. Post a win in the chat. Let's get it. Let's go. Good morning, Sheila from VA. Sheila from VA says it's another Winning Wednesday. Yes. Oh, I love Zig Ziglar. Yes. You get what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving them. Yes. He says, set big goals because it's not about the goal, it's about what you become on your way to the goal. Yes, yes, yes. I absolutely love that. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing, Sheila from VA. Big Me says out here is 84 degrees. The real feel is 90, but it's only 9 a.m. Yeah, I know we are 10 degrees cooler than the city because we are in the mountains and we're a little cooler. So we got a little breeze. We got a little breeze. It's 90 at 9 a.m. Okay. Good morning. Can I call you Rose? Because you're sweet like a flower. Good morning, Rose. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And I put my oils on this morning. And I think I forgot the one Sean likes. Now I gotta do it all over again. I think it's Savoy. So I'll let you know. Good morning, Miss Tracy. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Miss Tracy said, good morning, everyone. Keep your momentum up. Stay hydrated if you are in a heat wave. Listen, drink your water. I don't care if you say, I don't like water. I don't like water. Drink your water. Because why don't you like it? It has no taste. Just drink it. Just drink your water, okay? Release of Savoy. Yes, I think I have that one today. Well, I know I have it on, but I have it on with, I think my combination right now is all three of them rolls. I'm gonna be honest with you because I keep putting them on different spots and then I forget which one I put where, and then all of it together smells nice. So I'm gonna tell you right now, I think that's gonna be my combination. Mixing them all up. I think that's what I'm going to be doing. I've been posting all week. Yes, indeed, you have. Yes, indeed. Bump. Let's give you a round of applause. Let's give it to you. Give it to you. Give it to ya. Yes, let's get it. Celebrate these wins, y'all. Let's celebrate these wins. Miss Loy says I only go out when I have to. I start my car and walk quickly to it. That is so crazy. I'm like, it's so beautiful out here. And I love it, right? I love Texas. I'm like, oh, it's so beautiful out here. As soon as you get outside, you can't breathe. Like, I'm like, I could, but you can inhale, but you can't, but no, you can exhale, but you can't inhale. It's something. I feel suffocated because it's so hot. I'm like, oh my gosh, it is just so hot out here. Okay, so my win, I finally poured my roll-on perfumes. Hey, I've had the bottles for 4 months. Oh gosh. All right, let's share these wins. Okay, so Big Me says figured out how to make videos on Mid-Journey, period. All right, let me see. I've been showing up for my brand. Absolutely, you have. Let's get it. Cat Williams said, God, turn off the oven. Our meat falling off the bones. Right. Oh my God, it's so hot. It's not the temperature, but the humidity that hits you like a ton of bricks. Listen, I don't know. I'm like, this is inhuman. At this point, I don't think this is for humans. I don't know who's supposed to live in those type of conditions, but that's insane. It is absolutely insane. Like, you can't enjoy the sunshine. It's not even like cool breeze blowing. Like, it just sucks your breath. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. Your nose get all stuffy because you can't breathe. Let me see. My win, organizing my space. Hey, I need to do the same. Organizing my space. Upcoming win, hiring you to create my AI. Gotcha. And we gonna win, okay? I agree, Lois. The humidity is hell alone. Yes, it is. All right. One achievement, straightening up my candle shop. Almost done. Let's go. Do we have an ETA on the website, Miss Sheila from VA? My daughter went outside for an hour around 7 p.m. to play. Wait a minute. Wait. Okay. Around 7 p.m. to play. 30 minutes after she came in the house, she complained of chest pain. Listen, it's hot. It is hot out there. And then she went outside when it was cooler. So listen, we gotta do better with this weather. We gotta do better with this weather. So did everybody post their wins in the chat? Did everybody post your wins in the chat? I want y'all to get into the habit of celebrating your wins. Remember, I said we need to celebrate the small wins. We overlook the small wins trying to get to the big ones, and we never really appreciate the things that it's taken for us to get there. And so we definitely have to celebrate them. So if you have a win and you would like to celebrate it, please put it in the chat. Website, what's that? Hopefully soon, my son said. Okay. My win, okay, come on, Miss Lois. My win is decluttering my home and my things. I need to declutter too. It is time to clear and cleanse the space. Yes, and yes, and yes. All right, y'all. So let's get it. Let's go. So like I said, we were talking about comfort versus calling and planting the seeds. And we're going to talk about the same thing today. Well, not the same exact thing, but we're going to talk about this. The topic is still going to be the same because we have to drop the old version of ourselves, because right now we are in preparation for the greatness that is to come, right? And so since we are in preparation for the greatness that is to come, we need to start. We got to make room. We have to, like yesterday I was talking about, if the seed was planted, we got to nurture it, we have to water it, we have to protect it, we have to cover it, we have to do all of the things to help protect the new 2.0 version of ourselves. And just because we are called, and I said this too, just because we're called doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. It's going to be a time of silence. This is going to be a time where it's going to really test if this is what you really want to do, right? Because what is that saying that people say? I didn't know I was strong until I had to be. Is that the saying? How does that saying go? Somebody please put it in the chat. It was like, I didn't know how strong I could be until I had to be, or something like that. And I just want to say, and while I'm waiting for somebody to put it in the chat, I just want to say that's the absolute truth. Like, you'll develop some qualities and some strengths and some things that you never even knew that you were capable of doing when you have to, when your back is pressed up against the wall, you have to fight your way out. You will figure out ways to get things done. You will figure out skills that you've never had before. You will figure things out that you've never done before in order for you to get to where you need to get, or to get you out of these binds and things like that. And so that's the same thing I say as far as entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship and just being a person in general, right? Entrepreneurship is tough, right? It is absolutely tough. There's going to be times that is going to test your spirit. There's going to be times that's going to test your gangster. There's going to be times it's going to be testing a lot of things. You're going to be tested a whole lot as an entrepreneur. You're not going to, there's nothing, you can't say, well, I know what I'm doing as far as entrepreneurship is concerned, and I could just escape that. You're not. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. What are we doing here? What are we doing? It's loud. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Sean turned the music on or something, is loud, right? One thing entrepreneurship is going to do is going to test us. One thing we know for sure is going to happen. We're going to learn some things, right? We're going to come through some things we never even thought that we could, right? And this is with life too. Life is going to be the same thing. You're going to come through some things that you didn't even think was possible, right? And so that is the same that we are doing now, right? And so I just want to say, hold on to your britches, hold on to your wigs, hold on to your shoes, hold on to your socks, because it's going to be a ride. It's going to be a ride, but you're built for this, right? If the seed was planted in you, it is because you are meant to do. You're meant to see this thing through, right? If the seed was planted, you are meant to see this thing through, watch it grow and bear fruit from it, right? Yesterday I was talking about it's easy when we can actually see something, we can see it growing. Like, we don't look at the things that we're learning and we're doing as a seed that's planted, or the ideas that we have for business or just in general, right? We don't look at those things as being a seed and as being a gift until we start to reap the benefits of it, right? And I said we would appreciate more so if we were growing in a garden and we had the tomatoes grown. We would appreciate the tomato more so than something that we can't see on the inside, because we can't see it, but we can actually see the tomato, and so we could appreciate that, right? Because now we can see, we can eat the fruit, we can share the fruit with our family. The same thing that's happening with the gift. When that gift starts growing on the inside and it starts building and creating that garden, and all the fruit starts to, you start to bear fruit, you're able to share that fruit. And I say that that's with your gift, right? So God put a gift on you on the inside, and that's your business, that's your ideas, that's whatever. And so while that seed is growing and you're nurturing that seed, when it starts to produce fruit, you are able to share that fruit with the world, right? You are able to share your harvest with the world. So when you start bringing that idea to life and you start creating that product, now you're able to share that product with the world. But that product didn't just come about. There's some things that have to happen, right? I can't just bear fruit in my garden without doing all the necessary work. It's the same thing with your business. You can't bear fruit without doing what you're supposed to do. It's supposed to have water. It's supposed to have sunshine. It's supposed to be pruned. It's supposed to be in ideal environments. These are the things that need to happen in order for you to produce that fruit. It's the same thing with your business, right? There's some things that's going to have to happen. And one of those things that we're going to have to start doing is dropping those bad habits, because those bad habits are not going to help nurture this seed. These bad habits is not going to help you grow the fruit that you need so that you can share your fruit with the world, right? So we've got to start eliminating those things. Stop putting them in these environments. Stop putting them in places that we know are not going to serve them, that is not going to help them to grow, that is going to be a conflict. We have to stop with those things, and we have to start adding different things, right? Because once we stop doing something, we're going to have to add something in its place, right? So we need to start adding that new thing that we are becoming, that new thing that we need in order for this the seed to grow, right? I may have to put something different into my fertilizer, right? Maybe now I'm not going to fertilize with Miracle Grow anymore. Now I'm going to fertilize with something else, right? Because I know that my tomatoes, they need something different. So I may be using something like CalMag or something like that, or making sure that my fertilizer has different numbers so that I can make sure that it has the proper nutrients that is going to help it produce the fruit that I need. And we're going to have to do the same thing with ourselves, right? And I hope I didn't go too far with that, but you're going to have to do the same thing with yourself. You got to make sure that you're giving yourself the right nutrients. You got to make sure that you're feeding yourself the water. And just because you don't like the water don't mean that you shouldn't be drinking it, because the water is going to help hydrate you, right? So and then they say that water don't hydrate you, got to do the electrolytes and all that stuff. But listen, why I went there, because it just popped in my head. Sometimes I just say the things that pop in my mind, right? So anyway, the water is going to hydrate you for the sake of the argument, right? Water is going to hydrate you. You got to make sure that you give it the water that it needs, because if you don't, then things are going to happen, right? You're not going to be able to produce the food, or it's going to grow weird. It's not going to grow the way that it's supposed to. It's not going to reach. It's not going to reach what it could do. You know what I'm saying? And so we have to make sure that we're doing that for ourselves, right? So let me know if y'all with me in the chat. Let me know if y'all with me in the chat. Oh, okay, that's the right quote. Okay, good. You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice. Yes. Yes, we will have to fight our way out. Thank you so much for sharing that, Sheila from VA. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, good morning, good morning. She said, good morning, everyone. Yes, you beat me to it. All right, listen. Good morning, Miss Anita. Miss Anita. Oh, Miss Anita. Miss Anita. Ah, Miss Anita. Miss Anita. Good morning, Miss Anita. Good morning. Good morning, Damien. Damien's in the building. Damien said his win is clean my candle space, gonna work on my God and clean carpets today. Nice. Bad habits are like weeds in the garden. Yes, they are. Bad habits are like weeds in the garden. They need to be uprooted in order for the garden to bear its harvest. Listen, and these roots, these weeds go deep, right? So does these bad habits. We've been carrying these bad habits for quite some time, and we got to pull these things up from the roots. We cannot leave anything in there, right? We got to pull it all up, because they can creep back into the garden. We were talking about that as well, right? We need to make sure that we're doing that. Thank you so much, Miss Lois, the science teacher. She said we have to take electrolytes as well. So that's my mind automatically went right there, because I went to the chiropractor one time, and my ankles were swollen. And then, if you press in, I don't really remember what it means, but I know that if you press and it stayed, the indent stays in there, is I think it was like you were lacking hydration or whatever. And he was like, no matter what you do, no matter how much water you drink, it's not going to be enough. You're going to have to get your electrolytes so that you can truly hydrate yourself. So that's how I remember that. The things that you take with you when you remember, right? That's one of the things. So y'all make sure I don't drink Gatorade, but I think listen, do what y'all got to do. Good morning, long time no see, Miss Deltra. We miss you, girl. Where you been? How you doing? I hope everything is well with you. I hope everything is well with you, and you have been missed. We miss you, girl. Good morning, sis. Good morning, Chantel. Chantel is in the building. Let's get it. Let's go. All right. So now, one of the things we got to know is that we already know changing these habits is not going to be easy. It's not going to feel good. And just like we were talking about all of this. We were talking about a few stories in the Bible, and everybody who's called is always being tested, right? They're called to be tested. They're called and they're tested. Why? Because these are the things that are going to build the character. Because how are you going to know that you're going to be able to ride this thing on out if you don't have what you need to get through it, right? There's some things that you're going to need to get through these things, and you have to make sure that you are preparing yourself to do it, right? Because it ain't going to just happen. It don't just automatically just show up. My son used to say that all the time. Oh, I'm going to just turn it on. No, you need to have it on all the time. You need to show up the same way all the time. Like, you got, it's game day every day. I don't care if it's practice. I don't care if you're doing a drill. It's game day every day. We got to turn it on. But this is what I got to say to my sis, Shantae. You better thank a union member. Yes, we missed you, girl. We missed you. So I want to say this, that your 2.0, we're not there yet, right? That new version of yourself, I don't want you to feel bad about it, and I don't want you to be too hard on yourself. Remember, yesterday we was talking about give yourself some grace. Yesterday we were saying it's going to require some patience. It's going to require some, like, you have to be patient and kind to yourself, because yes, you've been operating in such a way for so long. While you're trying to do something different, of course everything is going to be like, well, do you really want to do that? Do you really want to work out? Do you really want to eat right? Do you really want to not drink? Do you really want to not smoke? Like, all of these things are going to tempt you, and it's gonna make you really question yourself, right? Am I doing the right thing? And I just want to encourage you, yes, you're absolutely doing the right thing, and you do have to give yourself some grace about it, because change is not easy for anything or anybody. Change is not easy, and we have to make sure that when we know that we decided that we're going to change, that we have to be good and stand by that decision that we make, because times are going to get tough. We may even revert a little bit, but if we can focus, we can put ourselves back on track. And so we have to give grace to the new person we have to give grace to the old person, and say, but I respect it, and you got me to here, but I gotta get to here, and I can't do that being the old me. I have to develop into my new person. So it's not just going to be something that you're going to wake up the next day and say, oh yeah, it's here. No, it's going to take some time. It's going to require some work, and the work has to be done. But once you decide that you're going to do the work, we're going to be good, right? You have to choose your calling over the convenience, because the convenience is going to keep you stuck. Somebody put stuck in the chat. Convenience is going to keep you stuck. And if you're trying to get to the next level, you can't move if you stuck. Right? You can see all of the things that could happen, but you can't move if you stuck. And especially if you stuck in some quicksand, you're gonna just keep on sinking. These old habits are sinking you. These old habits are sinking you. You gotta stop allowing the quicksand to pull you down, because you're never gonna get to that next level if you allow the quicksand to pull you into the sand, right? You've got to get out of there. You got to get out of there. Somebody got to give you a stick, pull yourself out. You throw a stick at yourself, pull yourself out, or you reach for a branch and pull yourself out. You've got to do something, because you cannot stay stuck. You can't stay stuck. And when you stuck, remember, I tell you, you're not going to pick up where you left off when you're stuck. You're going to pick up further behind, right? Because to me, when you're stuck, it just seems like you're moving backwards. It doesn't seem like you could just pick up where you left off, because things are going to be changing. Times are going to be changing. Seasons are going to be changing. And so you may not be able to get what you used to, or what you could have gotten at the time when it happened. When you're at a place, you're going to be in whatever that season is. That's like when we look at pictures of little kids and we don't see them, and when the next time we see them, they're teenagers, right? We looking at them as that same little kid, because that's where we're stuck at. We didn't see them growing. We didn't see the process. We didn't see any of this happening gradually. We just see them from boom to boom. So from kid to teenager, this is what we're looking at. And so we've got to start getting familiar with the teenager that this person has become, because this person has a personality. This person has things you didn't know about. There's some things you got to learn about it, right? So they're the same thing, right? When you're looking at the kid and you looking at them, oh, they were so cute and they were so precious and they were so kind and they were so this, and then you look at them as a teenager and they like, again, you like, what? You know what I'm saying? I remember when Precious was just a little baby, and this person did da 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 da. Now look at Precious, all grown, got a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, right? And so that's how that's how our business is. And we have to stop getting stuck there, because we can't go back and say, oh, I remember when this worked, because those times are gone. The kid is never turned, the teenager is not coming back to the kid, just like your business is not going back to where it was. Just like the things that you used to do that worked for you, they're not going to work anymore, because times are changing, things are changing, and you have to make change and you have to adapt. Y'all with me? Y'all with me? Let me know if y'all feel me in the chat. Again, I know sometimes I get a little confusing when I have a thought in my mind and then I just run in the opposite direction of what I put in my notes. So let me know if you are rocking with me. Let me know if you are rocking with me in the chat. Good morning, Miss Kim. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you doing this amazing morning? Listen, we got to get unstuck. Unstick your stuck. Come on, unstick your stuck. Put that on a Tumblr or a shirt. There you go. You better tell it, Miss Sheila from VA. You better tell it. Yep. Here we go. Here we go. You better thank a union member. One more time. We got to do it one more time. You better thank a union member. Listen, we got to do what we got to do. We got to do what we got to do. I like it. Oh, you might copyright that? All right. Well, if you are, you better do it today. Because, girl, this is, I already said it out loud. So you better get it popping. You better get it popping. Ooh, yes, Miss Kim. Not really. Miss Kim said she walked in on the spicy Nikki. Listen. Let me know if I go too far left, let me know I went too far left. Because like I said, I done went off into a topic that I did not have in my notes, right? So just let me know if it's hard to follow, and then I'll stick to my notes because, honey, I know me. I know me, and I go far sometimes. Transformation takes place in attention. This is where you're going to develop all of the things and all of the skills that you need, right? And so I was just talking about, you can't get stuck. It's going to move you backwards, but you also got to know that things are going to change and things are going to get uncomfortable, but uncomfortable is going to be good because this is going to serve your future self, right? It's going to serve your future self. I like the spicy talk. Lord knows I need to hear it. Hey, listen, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So now I'm going to ask you, have you ever confused your discomfort for misalignment? Right? So you're uncomfortable with the things that you have to do, situations, you've never done this before, you're being very challenged, and now you're feeling like, well, since I'm being challenged, am I even aligned with my purpose? Does anybody ever feel that way? Put it in the chat. Ones if you do, twos if you have never felt that way, right? If you're changing who you are and then you just start asking yourself, am I even built for this? Am I even supposed to be an entrepreneur? Am I even supposed to start learning different things? Because it's so hard for me to get these things under my belt. It's so hard for me to budget. It's so hard for me to get organized. It's so hard for me to be a public speaker so that I could get on live, so that I could connect with my audience. It's so hard for me to start networking with other entrepreneurs and making connections with people so that I can start growing my business. It's so hard and so difficult. I'd rather not speak to people. I'm a loner. I love being by myself. And so since I love being by myself, maybe I'm not in alignment with this whole idea that's been placed in me to become this entrepreneur. Maybe I'm meant to just be by myself. People suck. I can't make friends with all the girls. Say they don't have girlfriends because girlfriends, they so catty, they so this, they so that. And so maybe I'm not supposed to be doing my own business. Maybe I'm supposed to be doing something else. Maybe I'm supposed to stay at this job. Maybe, God doesn't know what he's talking about. And again, y'all not going to say God don't know what he's talking about because y'all don't want to do it, right? But if you don't trust the gift that you've given, the seed that God put on you and on the inside of you, if you don't trust that seed to grow into a garden, then that's exactly what you're saying. You're saying that you don't trust it to grow into a garden. You saying that seed is a dud. God placed a seed in you that's a dud. There's plenty of seeds that I placed in the dirt that did not grow. That did not grow. It could be because the seeds was old. It could just be because it was a bad seed. It could just be because of whatever reason. It just didn't grow. Maybe it just didn't like that dirt. Who knows? It just didn't grow. Right? So are you saying because something is difficult that you're not in alignment with it? And I see someone's in the chat. And if that's not you, say it's not you. Because how else am I going to know? Like, everybody may not be going through the same things that I've gone through in my life. But I'm pretty sure that y'all have. But I'm pretty sure that you have. Okay? Psych Central says sometimes change Psych Central says sometimes change is thrust upon you, even if you aren't ready for it. It's easy to be thrown off balance. It's so easy to be thrown off balance. I want to add so easy. She says it's easy, but I want to say it's so easy to be thrown off balance. But the sooner you step into the unknown, the sooner you'll step into it. Listen, the sooner you'll step into your potential. That is so true. It is so true. There's so many things in entrepreneur. If you got 100 orders today, right? If you got 100 orders today, you've never had 100 orders in your life. Are you going to be able to fulfill all of these orders? If you take it step by step, you will, right? If you set up a process in order for you to fill all of these orders, yes, you'll be able to do it. But it's going to take some planning. It's going to take a process. It's going to take some activation, and it's going to definitely take the mindset shift, and it's going to take you got to do the action, right? Because it's not going to get sent out if you don't take action. Right. And so that's the first thing. The first thing you got to do is step into action. First, you got to change your mindset. Like, oh my gosh. First, you're going to be like, oh, I got 100 orders. That's great. Then you're going to be like, oh, I got 100 orders. How am I going to do this? Then it's got to turn into, oh, I got 100 orders. That's great. How am I going to do this? But I got to figure it out. What am I going to do? Now you got to plan this out, right? I got to have 100 orders. I need to make sure that I have all of the things that I need to do. I need to have all of the things that I need to make these orders. I need to make sure that I got all my shipping stuff and my labels and all those things to get this order out. I got to make sure I have that first. And then maybe I need to bring my friend in. Maybe I need to bring my kid in. Maybe I need to enlist some help, because I got to get all of these orders out, and I want to make sure that I do it in a timely manner, right? It's going to take something in you. You've never done it before, so it's going to stretch you. It's going to challenge you. You may even be tired because you up 20 hours making these orders, right? And you may be up for 20 hours for 5 days. Right? And you're operating on fumes, but you're going to figure it out. It's going to show you that you can do something. It is going to show you that you're going to have something that you didn't even know was there. Something that was laying dormant, something that just rose to the occasion when the opportunity presented itself. Understand what I'm saying? Something is going to happen. Something is going to show up when the opportunity shows up. You're going to be able to stand up and say, I got this. I can do this. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I know that I'm going to do it because I know that I got it. I know that I want my business to win. I know that I want to be successful. I know that I'm going to do all of the things that I need to do in order for this thing to happen. And I'm going to do it with all my might. And I'm going to make sure that I get it done. Right? I'm going to make sure I get it done. That's the thing that's going to happen. Right? There's going to be, you don't know what's going to happen. None of us knows what's going to happen in our business. None of us knows what's going to happen with the economy. Now we can predict things and we can forecast things and we can act like we know, but we don't know. And when we don't know what's going to happen, we're going to have to pivot. And our old timid self can't be the person that's going to meet this conflict, this situation. It can't be the old version of us. It's got to be the new version of us. It's got to be the new version that flips the mindset switch and say, no matter what comes my way, I got this. No matter what I have to do, I'm working on it. I'm not going to sit here and procrastinate on the opportunity that's going to come my way. I'm not going to sit here and say I can't do it because my time management sucks. I'm not going to say I can't fulfill this order. My goal is to make sure that I do all of these things. The problem is that when the goal is presented to us, now we make up all the excuses why we can't get it done. That's the old version of you. Now we need to flip that mindset switch and we need to say, what do I need to get this thing done? Right? Not, how I can't get that thing done. I don't even know. I don't have what I need to get this done. That old version of you is going to make up the excuses why it can't get done. The new version of you is going to put up all the reasons why, yes, it's going to be a challenge, but I'm up for every challenge. Yes, I may not understand how I'm going to do it right now, but I'm going to figure this thing out, right? You're going to change from I can't till I can. You're going to change from I don't know how it's going to happen to I'm going to make a way for this thing to happen. We're going to switch that mindset shift because that's what needs to happen. Initially, yes, a new thing is a new thing, right? A new thing is a new thing is a new thing is a new thing, right? That's it. But you're going to have to adjust. Everything new, you have to learn how to use. You're going to have this new habit. You got to learn how to use it. You got a new car. You got to figure out the new things in the car, the new features in the car. You got a new bike. You got to figure out what the tweaks are, the quirks are, what the benefits are. You're going to figure these things out. I know that if I go a certain speed, my pedals might skip. I know that if I press the brake too fast, it might flip over. The brakes may be a little tight. I got a little adjusting that I got to do. There's adjusting that we got to do. No matter what, but there's some adjusting that we have to do, right? We can have an idea to get on. I want to lose weight. I want to do all these things. I want to have it in my head that I'm going to be this new fitness person, right? I have it in my head, so I'm gonna sit here and say I'm gonna commit an hour every day to the bike or an hour every day to the treadmill, and then I get on it in 15 minutes in. I'm like, I can't do 15 minutes. Adjustments are going to happen, right? So I know that I could get to this hour if I don't go as hard and as fast. Maybe I could get to this hour. There's going to be some adjustments that have to happen with the new version of you. There's going to have to be some adjustments with the new version of you. There's going to have to be change. In order for the great things to happen, you've got to start adjusting. Somebody put adjustment in the chat. Somebody put adjustment in the chat. Mindset is everything. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. One thing I will say, it pays to have a good support system as I break up with my old self, period. And I will tell y'all too, if y'all want to write a breakup letter with your old self, write the breakup letter. And matter of fact, dude, it's like an exercise like Malaysia was saying, right? Like you write the things that you want to become, and then you send it to yourself, and then you open it a year later to see if you've done those things, or just see where your mind was at when you were writing those letters. But I want you to break up with your old self, and then I want you to either send it to yourself, or I want you to keep it somewhere, and then I want you to check it. I want you to check the letter that you write to yourself. Put it in your phone, put it in your planner, put it somewhere that you're going to check the letter to see if you have reverted back to those old things, or if you became a different version of yourself, if you became a stronger, better, wiser person than you were when you wrote that letter. If you are up for the challenge, I'm not saying everybody got homework to do, but if you are up to the challenge and you are going to break up with your old self, write yourself a letter and say that you're breaking up with, and talk about all of the things that you're breaking up with, and talk about why. Right? I'm breaking up with this because it doesn't serve me. I'm breaking up with this because it ain't no good for me. I'm breaking up with this because, you know what I'm saying? Write those things down, and write also the things that you know that you want for yourself, right? I can't stay committed to this thing and I want to marry this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I think business is nature and relationships. I tell you, that's what I always like in entrepreneurship too, right? Relationships and the garden for sure, or nature, just nature in general, right? So if you want to, that's something that you can do. Write your letter, break up with yourself, and say, you know, who the new person is and what you're doing with that. Let me see. I'm so grateful for my sister besties, Jules and Nikki, who have truly helped me level up in my business. Hey, let's get it. Let's go. Hey, let's get it. Let's go. Hey. Wait a minute. Did I miss? Delta, you said you quit? Wait a minute. I have to come back up. I went through the phases. Long story short, I resigned from my job. My last day is tomorrow. I'm following God's will for me, right? I'm following God's will for me. It's whatever He's directing me. And the last week, business has picked up. Oh my goodness! Listen. If you are being obedient, we need to give that a round of applause, because sometimes we are willing away and it's the right thing. Listen, if you are being obedient, I am for it. I thought this was the new job, right? Listen, we're gonna have to talk offline. But yes, okay, Miss Deltra, let's get it, let's go. And especially for the sales too. Let me see. Congratulations on quitting your job. I wish the absolute best of success to you in your business. Yes, yes, and yes. Congratulations, Deltra. I have 3 more months. This is Miss Kim. I have 3 more months in corporate, and I'm counting down the days, and she sure is. Way to go. We will count down with you. Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, y'all. Adjustments in the chat. Yes, we got to make them. We got to make them. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, we are caught up. We are caught up. So, does anybody in the room want to write a breakup letter with themselves? You may say, Nikki, that's a lot of work. I don't feel like doing that, girl. I'm not writing no breakup letter because I just know what I'm dropping. The reason why you're going to write a breakup letter, reason why you are going to write a breakup letter, or the reason why it is beneficial, is because you can look back on where your mind was at in the moment, and when you look at the future version, or your future version will be reading that old version of yourself and or that breakup letter, and you're going to be like, wow, this is what I was thinking, because you done grown a year, right? Now you done grown. You're going to look back at this and be like, wow, this is what I was thinking. Why was I holding on to procrastination so hard? Like, why didn't I become the new version of myself a long time ago? Why was I fighting this? I've been a procrastinator for 50 years. How am I, why was I holding on to that? Because as a procrastinator, I lost opportunities to do A, B, and C. I wasn't able to do D, E, and F, or, whatever, right? I never had the time for this, or whatever the situation is, right? But when you look at that letter and you see, hey, I gotta pat myself on the back. I got to give myself a round of applause because I am no longer that. And I am so proud. And it's just the method to measure your progress. That's all it is. It's just a method to measure your progress. It's a measure. You measure your growth. You can measure where your mind was and how you've elevated. You can measure the opportunities that has come to you because as a result of you letting go of that old version of yourself and becoming a new version of yourself. It's just a way for you to measure what's going on. And I would like for everybody to do it, but if you don't, you don't. But if you would love to do it, I would definitely suggest it. And matter of fact, I'm going to put, if you decide that you want to do it, I'm going to put check the breakup letter a year from now, God willing. Check the breakup letter date 1 year from now. And I'm going to put that on my calendar. Does anybody want to partake in that exercise? Deltra, blessings to you and your business. Go forth, sis. Yes, yes. Dear me, girl, we got to talk. For real. Send that letter to yourself. I'm telling you. I think we don't do certain things because we don't pay attention to, we just so in the habit of doing things, we don't pay attention to all of the things that really are going to make that difference. You understand what I'm saying? Like a reflection letter is going to be something that you can look back on and say, wow, girl, just like Miss Sheila from VA said, girl, we got to talk, right? Because now you actually seeing it in the letter. You see the words, you see your handwriting, you see this is what I was thinking in this particular moment. And then you look at that new self, and the new self is reading this letter, and they're saying, wow, I couldn't believe that's where I was at that time. Right. But now we have something, because when we go through life, and there's so many things that's happening in our life from our day to day. Right. And so we don't remember certain things. This is why it's important. And I don't journal, and I really need to start journaling. So you can see where your mind was, you can see what you were thinking, and you don't lose it, because from moment to moment, we lose feeling, we lose connection, we lose, like, great things can happen, but let something bad happen, you forget all of the great, and then you're stuck on the bad thing. So that great got lost in there. But had you wrote it down, you could remember what that felt like. You remember what happened when you did it. You could remember the emotion that was attached to that thing, right? Because you have something to look at and to say, oh yeah, this is what I was feeling in that moment. Like I said, life happens to us every single day. From moment to moment is something that could change drastically, right? And so we lose the good times. We lose the celebratory moments. We lose all of that when we are going through it, right? So we need something that is going to document it, at least a little something. You know what I'm saying? At least a little something, even if it's something that you put in your stories and you go back, because there's plenty of things that I see when they show you your memories and things like that, I'm like, wow, that's where I was at this particular time. There were some dark times in there. There was some really good times in there. There were times when I've done things that I've never thought that I can do before. I remember the day when one thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to have $1,000 day. That was one of my goals. And it came up in my Facebook memory that I did it. And I was like, wow, because I get lost and now I'm in day to day. I'm trying to make sure I'm making all the sales. I'm trying to make sure that I'm running the business because now I'm in a different place, right? At that particular time, I wasn't there. I was making, maybe 2-3 sales here and there. I wasn't really doing anything and I wasn't really established. So then when I finally hit that goal, there was a feeling for me. And since it came up in my Facebook memories, I was like, oh, I remember that day. I needed to have that feeling. I needed to be reminded that I can do these things. I needed to be reminded that I could do the hard stuff. I needed to be reminded that I could hit my goals. I needed to be reminded that I had everything that I needed. And we need to know that. We need to know that, right? So if it works for you, I would suggest going ahead and writing you a letter. But if you don't have to. I'm just saying it's something, again, that you can measure, and it is something that you can reflect on. And it'll definitely boost up your confidence, especially even if it doesn't boost up your confidence, you can say, I'm a different person than I was at that particular time in my life, right? And that's all. Even if that's all you see, I was a different person, and I'm glad that I'm not that person anymore. I'm glad I'm doing better. I'm glad that my mind is not in that same space. I'm glad that, even if that's what it is, right? You may not have hit no major goal, you may not have changed anything so drastically to be the new version of yourself, but you're still not in that same place. And so that will definitely boost up that confidence a little bit, right? Miss Zelcher said, I'm writing the letter. Come on, write the letter. I'm putting the check date on in my calendar. I promise you I am. I promise you I am. Butterflies came to mind. They start out as a worm-like creature, scooting on the ground. Yuck. However, after the struggle of getting out of the cocoon, they become a beautiful flying creature. Listen, we have those caterpillar things. We have seasons of bugs out here, right? Because we got all the bugs. So we have this caterpillar season, and they become them gypsy moths, and they are torturous. But you see these nasty little caterpillars everywhere. They coming out of the trees. Sometimes it depends on how bad the infestation is. They cover the trees. Like, it's disgusting, right? But then you see them cocoon, and then they become the thing, right? And so that's the same thing that we are as people. So yes, thank you so much for that, Sheila from VA. Where's autocorrect when you need it? Listen, autocorrect be having you out here in these streets looking crazy. Always. All right. So I want to know, what's one of the new habits that you're planting in this season? What's one of the new habits that you're planting in this season? The habit seed. What habit seed are you planting in this season? And remember, this is the habit seed you're planting. So you got to do some work on this habit seed. The seed ain't going to just do things by itself. Like I told y'all before, my seed in a packet of seeds is not going to grow. I've got to do some things in order for that seed to produce fruit. It's not going to produce it in that packet. It's got to come out that packet and do some stuff. Now, I did know that one of my packets got wet one time, and so my seed started sprouting in the envelope, but it was because there was something that happened. Water accidentally got into the packet, and so it started sprouting, and it still was able to produce fruit, right? What habit seed are you planting right now? The work has to get done, right? It's not, the habit ain't going to do it by itself. You got to do some stuff. You got to actually do the work. You've got to actually start creating the opportunity to use the habit. Right? What habit seed are you planting? You got to water it. You got to give it sunlight. You got to make sure that it's in the right environment. If you are trying to grow something in a bad environment and you don't have the supportive things that you need, guess what? It can still grow, but it's going to be hard to grow. You're going to have to work twice as hard to get that thing to grow. You got to make sure that you're putting it in an optimal environment. You've got to make sure that whatever nutrients that habit needs, that seed needs, that you're giving it that nutrient. You've got to make sure that it is getting is in the place to get sunshine, the source of life, the source of energy. You got to make sure that it's getting the sunlight. And if it doesn't require sunlight, and it needs to be like a shaded fruit or shaded vegetable, shaded plant, you got to make sure that you put it in that kind of environment, because too much sun may make this thing grow too fast or may stifle its growth or whatever, right? So you may have to put it in a different environment, but that goes back to say it has to go in its right environment, right? So the habit seeds that you are planting today is time management. Awesome. Big Me says time management. Awesome. I need to do time management as well. I got to plant the seed of good time management. That's my seed. Good time management. My son got me a timer because with ADD, I can't stay focused. The timer helps me know I have to stick with it for a shorter time span. Doable then. Yes, that's the Pomodoro technique. You do the task for 25 minutes, and then you give yourself a 5-minute break, or however many minutes you want to do. So if you want to do an increment of 30 minutes and then an 8-minute break or whatever, however you want to work it, whatever works for you is the thing to do. But if you're going to do that, make sure that you're consistently doing it. Make sure that you're consistently doing it so that you can benefit. Damien says, like my chat told me, if you were Beyonce, you would still be stuck in draft mode. Ooh, that's what your chat told you, Damien? Nah, you be on the main stage. Choose it. Nah, you'd be on the main stage. Choose it, own it, and run with it. Period. I love that. I love that. So if you're writing letters, make sure you write your letter. I am going to put it in my Google. Think about the seed, the new habit seed that you are planting, and make sure that you nurture it. Because if you do not, guess where you're going back to? You're going back to the gutter. Okay. You're going back to the gutter. The new 2.0 version of yourself has got to do the work. Gotta do the work. That's just it. It's gotta do the work. All right. So with that being said, everybody, y'all make sure that y'all follow me on all social media. I am Bubble Babes University everywhere. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please go on ahead and subscribe. Turn on your notifications bell so you can be notified when we go live. We go live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Coffee with Nikki, your daily cup of information and inspiration. Oh, what else I got going on? Chantel has a sale tomorrow night. So if y'all want some of this honey soap, you know that honey, Miss Honey. You want some of that honey soap? Then you want to make sure that you tune into Chantel's live tomorrow night. And what else? I think that is it. That is all. I am going to be working on my webinar today. That is going to be part of my new version of me. I'm going to be doing more classes to be more informative. So I'll be on my educational tip, and I'm gonna be working on that so I can have that done. And I definitely need to be bit by the organizing bug so that I can plant this seed and just go. So I'll tell you how it goes tomorrow, because it's a new thing. I'm going to do it. All right. So with that being said, everybody, I thank y'all so much for rocking with me as always. Did I tell y'all the community is free to join? Sign up if you're not a member. Sign in if you are. That is it. That is all. We are about to get into this hot day. We're about to get to this hot day, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Y'all have an amazing day. Bye, y'all.